Ruslan.
The China McClain, China McClain situation. She went on Instagram yesterday or the day before, and she talks about her being a non-Trinitarian. Some of you guys saw this, and you guys were like, make a response video, make a response video, make a response video. And I'm not gonna make a response video. You know why? Because Preston Perry did a fantastic response video. It's on his Instagram. I'll link it in the description below. And he did an incredible job responding to China way better, way more intellectually, way smarter than I could have. And so I don't need to rehash and redo videos that have already been done better than I could have done them. And I really mean that. Like, Preston's way smarter than I am. So go watch Preston's video if you want to see an actual breakdown of the China McClain video. I think he did a fantastic job. Go watch it. Tag her in it. Maybe she'll see it. That'd be amazing. I just want to make this simple point. I think in today's climate, you see a lot of young people coming to faith or being open to Jesus, which is good. The issue that we're seeing, though, is because the internet has made the world smaller, information can get out faster, is there isn't a desire for the local church, for community, a respect for history, for church fathers, for the creeds, or for anything. It's a lot of young folks who have a zeal and a desire for Jesus, and I do believe China does. But without any type of training or understanding of even just the basic Greek about anything related to the historical context of the Trinity, or at the very least, the divinity of Jesus, right? The divinity of Jesus. What you have today, which is both good and bad. You have a lot of people that are open. You have a lot of people that are coming to faith. You have a lot of people that are open to the faith, so on and so forth. But they're not willing to sit underneath anybody. They're not willing to get mentored. They're not willing to get discipled. They're not willing to plug into a local church. It's really on some like, I'm a Lone Ranger Christian. It's me, my Bible, and I'm out in the wilderness and I'm going against the enemy. And what we forget is that as much as salvation is about what Jesus saved you from, it's also about what Jesus saved you to. And Jesus saves us into community. Jesus saves us into a rich historical church that is beyond just me sitting with my own Bible and praying and asking God, what does the Trinity mean? And then God like just speaks to you. Well, the Trinity means, like, there's a Christianity has a rich, diverse history that goes back thousands of years. It goes back thousands of years. And I understand that in light of everything that's happening, in light of all the legalism, fundamentalism, all the shenanigans, all the politicizing, all the culture wars that are happening in the name of Christianity, in light of all that, I understand that the desire is to it's just going to be me and my Bible. I don't need to be in a church. I don't need to be under a pastor. I don't need to be under discipleship. I don't need to read any commentaries. I don't need to read any scholars. I don't need to read anybody. It's just me. And by the way, there's amazing men of God that are flawed. There's amazing church fathers that are flawed. There's reformers that are flawed, so on and so forth. But we have this incredible church history that has debated these issues thousands of years ago. The Trinity, the divinity of Jesus, debated, open shut cases, and there's a reason for that. I would hope that our posture would not be one of like, it's just me, my Bible, I'm going against the world, and that's all I need. No. God saves you from something, but he saves you to something, which is into his bride, the church, specifically a local church with a beautiful, rich history that if we even understand it, what some of these churches outside of Protestantism carry, right? If you look at the Ethiopian church, and that going back to the book of Acts with the Ethiopian eunuch, going back to Acts, planting the Ethiopian church, predating any church, any Christian church that was in Rome or in any European nation. Okay, if you look at what the Armenians, which is what I am, not Armenian, Armenians, which is what I am, we believe that the apostle Bartholomew planted the Armenian church, right? And there's like a debate between Ethiopians and Armenians on what was the first Christian nation, right? Then you go back to what the belief that the apostle Thomas planted the church in India, right? So there's this rich history that holds certain essential doctrines, right? I'm not talking about, Catholicism or this or that. I'm Protestant, it's deeper than that, and it's more global than that, and it's more diverse than that. And there's a reason why these things have been settled. There's a reason why Catholics, Eastern Orthodox, Armenian Orthodox, Ethiopian Orthodox, Indian Orthodox, Christian, there's a reason Protestants, there's a reason why we're all settled on a couple of these things. There's a reason why the divinity of Jesus is off the table. We don't debate that. We don't debate the bodily resurrection of Jesus. The Trinity is vastly important. So, in your pursuit of pressing into Jesus, guys, don't take on an unnecessary hostility towards the bride of Christ. That's Jesus's bride. Like, Jesus is serious about his church. Jesus, as dysfunctional as we are sometimes, don't be hostile towards people who are older, wiser, that want to come around you and want to educate you on the foundational, essential doctrines, right? Don't be so turned off to that, because it's not it's as much as Christianity is about what Jesus did for me, it's also about what Jesus did in me, and it's about what Jesus does through me. Okay, so that salvation, Jesus comes, lives the life that we couldn't live, dies the death on the cross we should have died, and then rises, and it's about what Jesus did for me on the cross, but it's about also what Jesus and the Holy Spirit does in me, the born again experience, and then what he wants to do through me with furthering his message and furthering the church. And so with that, this isn't meant to be like a theological, discussion. If you guys want to see an amazing breakdown of the Trinity, an amazing breakdown of the divinity of Jesus, go watch Preston Perry's video. He does a way better job than I can do. And I hope and I pray that China sees it. And I hope those people that are still debating this, like, is Jesus God, Son of God, like, this has been an open and shut case in the vast majority of Christian denominations for thousands of years. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And I understand that in this climate, I understand that people are hostile towards the church, hostile towards, being in community. They've been hurt by the community, all of these different things. I understand. And I'll go the extra mile. Like, I really will go the extra mile. If you are in a place right now where you're not in a local church, reach out to me on Instagram. Like, I really mean that. And if I know a pastor in your area, like, I'll do my very best to connect you with pastors in your area that I personally know, because I know a lot of pastors everywhere, right? Reach out to me and I'll get you connected with. It's not going to be a perfect church. There's no such thing as a perfect church. But this is why I think get into a healthy church. Get into a healthy church. Get into a church that is solid on the essentials, and that's charitable on the other things that we can disagree on, okay? And if you need help with that, listen, I'll go the extra mile. So if China's seeing this, you don't need to talk to me. Like, I'm nobody, like, I'm whatever. It would be incredible if you had a conversation with Preston. He did a really or at the very least, go watch Preston's video. I know China's watched some of my videos before, and I think she has an incredible heart and zeal for truth. And I really do hope and believe that she comes to the proper alignment in her theology on the essentials. And that's my heart for all of you guys. Let's get it right. If we get it right on the essentials, we could have charity, we could disagree. They're important. Those other issues are important, but we got to get it right on the essentials. Jesus being God is essential. It's a fact. All right?
King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Hey, thank you so much for making it till the end of this video. If you found it valuable, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. You can check out one of the other videos related to this that'll be over here. Now, I gotta tell you about a free training I have for anyone that is an entrepreneur, a creative, an artist, but maybe you are unsure on how to find your voice, how to find your niche. I have a free training in the description of this video. Check it out. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next video.